Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of Diana's Talk Show. I'm a bit out of breath right now because I was just setting this up. I was just setting my little digital camera on my tripod, but also because I'm like carrying a bunch of stuff, I'm at school right now. As you can see from my background, I'm in the same place that I was in last week's video. In this week's video, I wanted to give you a little creativity update of where I'm at right now. And I wanted to share something exciting that I'm doing now. So I am making my poems and like my writing that I've been posting online, my writing from Instagram, Substack, or even YouTube. Like I'm looking into YouTube as well. I want to share it in a physical way and post it around in the real world around me, And I posted about this on Instagram, but I printed out my poem toolbox from Instagram. I printed that one out because it was like the easiest one, I just kind of took it from Instagram and then printed out like exactly what I posted on Instagram. And it was actually requested by my sister. That's my sister's, I think that's like her favorite poem of mine. I think. And she like told me, "Oh, you should put toolbox out, So I went around the city and I was like taping it on, like everywhere. Like you can just basically like tape things around. Like people tape ads and stuff, flyers. So I was kind of taping it around in that way. And it was really fun. So that's kind of me starting to actually have my writing engage with the real world and not just online, because I think just sticking to online can be limiting. And I want to reach people like in my actual surroundings, in the real world. So one of my goals actually that I'm working on is continuing to do that, continuing to parse through my writing, edit it, make sure, I put more effort into it. And then also like, I'm handwriting some of the poems, I'm handwriting some of my entries and editing it a little bit, and also adding visuals, like I'm adding in like my own drawings. So I'm getting really artistic with this. I'm getting really artsy with this, and it's so fun. Like it's been so fun. So I'm excited to show you more of what I'm working on and continue to take videos of me posting it around. And then another one of my goals to even further that is to perform at an open mic, like to like perform a poem in front of an audience. Like I feel like I'm finally ready to take that next step. I wrote about this on my Instagram and kind of told you that I started sharing my writing online in fall 2022. So it hasn't been that long. Like I'd been writing my whole life. I have things that are from my teenagehood that I took out of my Google Docs. I took out of my journal, and I was like, I think I can edit this and make it into something good. So that's what I was doing. And a lot of my writing that I was posting since fall 2022 was me taking that writing, and it's like writing that's been years old. Okay, so I also wanted to add that I have like a distinct memory of me performing a excerpt from Apartment 11, which is the story that I wrote based on my mom's life. I posted snippets of it on my WordPress and on Instagram as well. But I remember reading that aloud in 2017. So that was like when I was in high school. And yeah, like I realized like I was way bolder when I was younger. Like I remember that I performed that at like a poetic justice cafe when a poet that I admired came to visit my school and perform her poem. I was like, oh yeah, at the same cafe, let me read aloud one of my pieces. And I forgot about that. There are a lot of things that I forgot about that happened. And yeah, when I think about that, I'm like, I was way bolder when I was younger, so I need to bring her back. I need to bring that back. So that's the process. That's where we're at right now. And it was crazy this week. Like I really impulsively like went to Blick Art Materials, the art store, and I got a sketchbook and 2 pens. because I was really committed to writing out one of my entries by hand and making a drawing that accompanied it, and then making a bunch of I'm like having the idea, like I'm gonna make a bunch of copies of that and then post it around, like around my school, like tape it, and also tape it just anywhere that I go in New York that I see I can tape it on, I'll do it. And then yeah, so that's where I'm at. I also have some ideas of how to promote my YouTube in person, so I'm going to show you that as well. So stay tuned. Oh, another thing is that I think my week goes into a cycle. Like I feel like I'm kind of out of it a little bit, but every single time, like every time that I post something, that I think it comes around every weekend, like that's when it starts, because I post every weekend. I post on Fridays and Saturdays. Friday on my Substack and Saturday on YouTube. And after the following days that ensue, without doubt, are gonna be kind of like I'm fighting in my head a little bit. Like I'm fighting my thoughts in my head, because then I go into a spiral of self-doubt, anxiety, and doubting myself a lot, doubting if it's going to go anywhere. What is this? What am I hoping to accomplish by doing this? What is going to happen from this? All of those things, right? All of these self-doubt things. And it lasts for a few days and then it goes away. And then I post, and then it comes back, and then it goes away, and then I create, I post, I share, and then it happens again. But something that helps me get out of it is just hanging in there, because it's going to go away eventually. Like, that's crazy just how low and how high I can get in the span of a week. I just wanted to share that because I think I don't really talk about it. Growing my YouTube or sharing more things, it's so intimidating because I'm scared. Like, I'm scared to get feedback as well. Like, that's something that I have to work on. But I'm really scared of all the things, like being judged, being wrong, being, like, oh, like I'm not doing it right, or I'm not doing the right thing, all of those things. And I'm trying to think of like how I get out of it. And it's really just hanging there and hanging out with people that are uplifting. Like, I'm thinking about my friend Alexis. Shout out to Alexis. She helped me make a video. She took videos of me when I was putting my poems up. And then she gave me like social media advice because she used to have a business and she needed to promote her business. So she was kind of like telling me tips on things I could do, small things I could do to promote myself on social media, or how I can use social media to kind of attract an audience or attract people who would like my stuff, She was giving me advice and she was being really helpful, and she was just like it was like so supportive. Like it was just like, that really helps, having people that support you, and like having supportive people around you really makes a difference. Like, it really helps. And you can go around that by choosing who you hang out with, being mindful of the company that you keep, Okay, another thing I wanted to say was kind of explaining why I'm filming at school a little bit. I am filming here because it's quieter and, I don't have as many distractions as I do when I'm home. So yeah, just in case you were wondering why I film at school, And there's computers, there's printers, there's access to a bunch of stuff that helps me. And yeah, it's pretty handy to hang out at school because they have a bunch of supplies here.